Hey guys, it's Bill Soriano here in Pittsburgh again, and today I wanted to make a quick little video for you just to give you some quick information on the Messenger CRM, how to use the Messenger CRM. Now, the Messenger CRM is this icon right here, right on your browser, on your toolbar here, okay? So when we click on there, it's going to bring up the label section, okay? So you're able to create different labels. And you can label your contacts in Messenger differently depending on where they're at in the sales process. You know, what product or service they ask for more information on. You know, did they join a group? Did they attend a webinar? You know, you're able to label them however you want. So if you see here, all you have to do is go right here where it says create label. You enter a label name, right? And you just click add. Okay, and after you do that, then you have to hit the refresh button. Every time you make changes to the Messenger CRM, you have to hit the refresh button for them to show up, right? You hit the refresh button, you come back over to the G icon here, and when you scroll down here, you'll see the label right here. Sometimes it will go all the way to the end, you know, and sometimes it'll go all the way to the end, and sometimes it'll show up like right here. You can edit this label anytime you want, then click the save button. You can give the label a different color, right? There, we just changed it to red. And right here, it'll show you how many people are labeled with this label in Messenger. So as you can see, guys, one of the programs I promote is called Savings Highway Global. So I use SHG for short. And right here, I have 151 people that are labeled, right? SHG. These are people that when I contacted them with the connector, either I, you know, added them as I sent them a friend request. I found them in a group, sent them in a friend request, sent them a friend request, and then sent the message right after that using the Facebook friend connector, right? They responded back saying they wanted more information. I sent them the information, and then I changed their label in Messenger to SHG, okay? Now, it may have happened like that, or it may just be people I was already friends with that I decided to contact about Savings Highway Global, and they responded yes for more information. Again, you're never putting any links in your messages that get sent out with the Messenger CRM. Once you manually reply to that person, you could put the links in there then. But you don't want to put any links into the messages that you create, the message segments and the message groups that you create to send out using the Messenger CRM and by broadcast. It's a broadcast feature. So anyway, I got 151 leads here for Savings Highway Global. Now right here, I have 38 people, 38 additional ones that asked me to add them to my Facebook group, right? Our team's Facebook group. I have 44 additional ones here that requested a webinar link when I sent them a message, when I sent them a broadcast follow-up message. What you're doing is you're using the Messenger CRM to follow up with all of your leads, new ones as well as old ones, right? New friends as well as old friends. You're using it to follow up. Remember, the fortune is in the follow-up. That's where you make your money. I make more money. I get more people signed up into my programs and using my tools when I send out the follow-up messages with the Messenger CRM using the broadcast feature here than I do when I initially contact them with the Facebook friend connector. Okay, that's just how it is. The fortune is in follow-up. It's just like when you email people. Sometimes it takes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 contacts for somebody to decide to buy from you or join your program. Okay. That's why this is so powerful. Okay, so you create messages in here just like you did with the connector. Remember with the connector was right here, right? In order to create our messages there, we had to go into settings, and then we created our segments, and then we created our groups, right? With the Messenger CRM, it's similar. You have your own section, so you have to create separate messages inside the Messenger CRM to use with the Messenger CRM. Okay, so if you go over here, you'll see By the way, it gives you a whole breakdown here. You see here, I have 5,334 total friends in Messenger. 3,125 people are actually labeled, and 2,209 are not labeled, right? 4647 have gender, 3,308 are male, 1,339 are female. So it gives you a lot of good information here. Now, if you go here, you can create your message segments here just like you do. It's the same process like you did, like I showed you how to do for the connector. You can see here, I have all these different message segments. Now, sometimes with the broadcast feature using the Messenger CRM, if you're just sending a short message, sometimes you can just do one segment, right? In other words, here's a AFL new ad, right? Okay, so sometimes you can do, what I should say is sometimes you can do one or two segments. You don't always have to do 4 like you do with the connector. The reason for that is because, you know, if you're already friends with someone, Facebook doesn't have so much of a problem with you messaging them because you're already friends with them. You've already sent them a message and they may have replied to you before. You know, Facebook only has a problem when you try to add people as friends and then send them a message when you've never contacted them before. Okay, so that's why we run the connector, the Facebook friend connector, 5 minutes apart. But with the broadcast feature here in the Messenger CRM, I run those 2 minutes apart. Okay, and I have no trouble at all. But anyway, you see here, this is the newest one that I created, and I have 2 segments here, AFL new intro. This is another funeral assistance program that I promote. It's a great program for people. You know, it provides funeral assistance. They pay 35% commission. It's not insurance, so you don't need a license to do it. But you could see my intro. I have 3 segments there, right? I have 3 different, I have 3 different variations of this first segment, AFL new intro, right? You create those just like I showed you how to do it with the Facebook friend connector. Okay, and then in the second segment here, I just did one variation because it's just a short single line. Okay, and then when I go to message groups, I have my newest message that I just sent out last night. I'm going to send some out today after I get off this video with you guys. AFL new, and you look and see that I have the 2 segments there that I just created, AFL new intro and AFL new ad. Okay, so you can see I got all these different segments in here to send different messages, whether it's about Savings Highway Global, Shore for Life, or whether it's about promoting the Facebook friend connector and Messenger CRM. So I'm not going to go into great detail on how to set up these messages because I showed you that in the last video, how to do it with the Facebook friend connector, and it's the exact same process. Okay. But what I will show you is all my different broadcasts that I've sent out. Remember, the fortune is in the follow-up. So now, just like with Savings Highway Global, with the Shore for Life, I have labels that are AFL, right? AFL, AFL Update, AFL 3. I got some more AFLs, 1, 2. I got to send some follow-ups to tonight. But you can see here yesterday, 4/14, today's 4/15, when I'm doing this video for you, 8:45 p.m. Eastern time, I sent out 20 follow-ups to my AFL label, 15 to my AFL update, and 21 to my AFL 3. And you can see I sent all 3 of them that new message group that I just showed you, the AFL new, okay? And you can see here, I have all these different messages that I have sent. Now, here's how you run the connector. And I'm going to actually show you how I do it right now because I'm going to actually go ahead and run it to a group here. So I want to run it to one of my AFL groups here. So I'm going to first refresh the broadcast list. Then I'm going to click right here, create broadcast. Now it's going to ask me for a couple questions, right? I'm going to choose a label. We're using labels here, not tags. It wants me to select a label. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to select AFL 1, right? Because I haven't sent the follow-up out yet to AFL 1. I sent it to AFL, AFL update, AFL 3. I'm going to pick AFL1 today. Okay. Now I don't play around with the gender. I send it to males and females. Now, like I told you, when you're following up with people, these are people you're already friends with. You've already messaged them before. More than likely, they've already responded to your message. You can send these 2 minutes apart. I don't have any trouble with that. If you want to start out doing it 3 minutes apart, that's fine. But you got to remember, sometimes you have 100 or 200 people that have these individual labels you've created. And if you send the messages 2 minutes apart, then you'll send 30 messages in an hour. So you'll be able to get through that broadcast in 3 hours time. If you send them out 3 minutes apart, then it takes a few more hours. So I do 2 minutes. Okay. Now it wants me to select the message group. I have all these different messages in here, right? I'm going to select that one, AFL new. Okay. Now it's going to say here, scheduled to start in 2 minutes. That's what I want to do. Now, if you don't want it to start in 2 minutes, you can schedule this for a later time. Okay. But I schedule mine right away. So I leave this scheduled in 2 minutes. Now, if you want, you can limit the number of people for the broadcast. If you have 100 people with that label and you only want to send it to 50 and then you want to wait a little bit, you can do that here. You can select 50 and then it'll stop after it sends out 50. Or you could just let it go to all of them. Okay. Then you can actually change the label of that person in Messenger after you send the message, right? You can also add tags, add notes, and remove tags. What I do is a lot of times is, since I have all these multiple labels for like a program I promote, I like to kind of consolidate them after a while. So what I've been doing here is I'm changing the label. So remember, this was this group, this label is AFL1. So after it sends out the message to them, I'm going to have it change them label to AFL. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to send this broadcast. Okay. And I'm going to show you what this looks like in a minute here. We're going to start this broadcast. Okay. Now, when you look right here, you can refresh your broadcast list here and it'll show you, right? AFL1, it's going to send the message group AFL new. There's 46 people with that label that it's going to send the message out to. And it's telling you right here that it's scheduled to run. And remember, it's scheduled to run in 2 minutes. Okay. So just give me 1 second here. That TV on kind of loud back there, guys. Sorry about that. But we're going to let this run here for a second, then I'm going to show you what this looks like. So what you want to do is, if you don't want to mess with this tab, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this other tab I got here. Now here's my tab that I'm running the broadcast tool with the Messenger CRM, right? I'm going to open up another window here and I'm going to go to Facebook. And this will allow me to check to make sure that my message is going out correctly, right? You always want to check that first message to make sure it's going out right, especially if it's a new message. This one isn't. I sent this out last night, so I know it's more than likely going to be okay. But you always want to check that because you don't want, if you have your the first name thing, if you have a mistake in there and it doesn't actually put their name and it sends first name, then people know that you're using some kind of software to send them the message, and sometimes they get upset or they don't like that. So you want to always check your messages here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up, we're going to wait a few minutes here. What else can I show you here? It looks like it's going to, see how it pulls up another tab here, and it's going to go ahead and send a message to somebody with that label, and then it'll wait 2 minutes and it'll send a message to somebody else. So if we click Messenger here just to see, we could see right here, Joe Bearden, right? And you can see that he has the AFL1 label, right? That's the label that we're sending the message to. And so if you click on here, you'll see that he's going to get that message now from me. It says, hey there, Joe, I just got recertified with Assure for Life. Things are going well. If you would like to check out my new video and orientation page, let me know. We also have 2 live opportunity webinars each week, right? That was those 2 segments I showed you, and that made up the message, right? That is message group AFL new. Okay, now remember, we told the CRM that after it sends that message to that person, we want the CRM to change their label now to just AFL, right? So if you go back into Facebook here, and what you have to do is, if you want, you have to hit the refresh button here, okay? So when you hit the refresh button, and then you pull Messenger back up, okay? Takes a minute here to load when you're on Zoom. You see now that Joe Bearden, right, is now labeled AFL. He's no longer labeled AFL1. So what the broadcast tool will do here, what the Messenger CRM will basically do here is, it'll send that message to all 46 people here 2 minutes apart, okay? And not only will it send the message, but it will also change their label from AFL1 to AFL, okay? So, or whatever you want it to do. Yeah. Now, here's the other thing. Let's say Joe gets back to me and he says, yeah, hey, you know what? Yeah, I want that link. Okay. So let's say that what I want to do is I say, Joe, here's the link. Here is the link. Let's say he gets back to me and he says, yeah, I want to check out that video. Here is the link to the new video page, right? Type the link in there, right? Right. And then I would send it to him. Now, I don't want to send it to him right now because he didn't ask for it, right? But that's what I would do. But here's the more powerful feature, okay? Let's just copy this for a second. Now, we know that people are going to respond and they're going to say, hey, send me that link. I don't want to have to type that in there all the time, right? So right here is the little G icon, right, for the Messenger CRM. And when you click on it, this is where you keep all your canned message responses, okay? So if I want to put my messages for AFL, right, I have all these different messages with links in them that I can use to respond to people when they reply for more information to my message. Now, all I have to do is, if I want to add a new one, I type it up there, I click add, then I'll scroll down and you can see that it added it right here at the bottom, right? It added it down at the bottom. And then if I take this out of here for a second, I go back into there, right? I go to my canned messages. That's this tab right here. I click on AFL, right? I scroll down to the bottom where my is. I click this arrow button. It pops it right into the window there so that I can then click and send it. So that's how powerful this Messenger CRM is, guys. And so I just wanted to do this quick video for you. I know it probably lasted longer than I wanted it to, but I wanted to just quickly show you the features. You know, you may be on a 7-day free trial right now, and it may already be, if you're getting this video during that trial, it may already be day 5 or 6 already. So you really want to make sure you have this thing set up, and you really want to make sure that you use it, because you'll see how powerful it is. And you'll see that really it's worth way more than the monthly fee that we charge for it. And actually, at the time of this video, that I'm doing this video, that monthly fee is just $37 a month. But that does go up. Today's April 15th of 2022. At the end of the month, starting on May 1st, 2022, that price will jump up to $47 a month. And then at the end of September, it's scheduled to go up once again. So make sure, if you're getting this video now, make sure that you lock in your price, right? So if you're on a 7-day free trial, don't cancel it, keep it, lock in your price, because right now, depending on, regardless of what day that is, this is the lowest price it's ever going to be offered at. Okay, Bill Soriano from Pittsburgh. If you have any questions, respond to the email if you're on YouTube. Find me on Facebook. But this is Bill Soriano from Pittsburgh, and make it a great day, guys. Have a great day.